Oh, good morning and welcome to Miles's Morning Motivation. I hope you are well. This is the show to fire you up in the morning, to give you motivation, and to give you energy, and to help you achieve your goals and dreams this year. Welcome to the show. Welcome to Miles's Morning Motivation. I hope you're having a great start to the day so far. So in this episode, we're going to share with you three really simple, common sense, but not necessarily common practice ways that you can ensure that you know that you're making progress. I love this image that I found for this particular video, which says, I thought I'd be further along in life by now. Let me ask you the question. Have you ever had a time in your life where you thought, you know what? I thought I'd be doing better at this point. I thought I'd be making more money. I thought my health would be better. I thought I'd have achieved more. I thought I'd have a nicer car. I thought I'd have a bigger house. I thought I'd have a mortgage instead of a rental. Whatever it may be. Have you ever had a time in your life where you felt that you should be further ahead? Well, I'm going to tell you in this video, there's really three reasons why that happens. I'm going to share with you three ways to change the way that you look at this situation. Everything that we do in Miles's Morning Motivation is really about changing perspective. As Wayne Dyer says, when you change the way you look at things, your entire life can change. So the purpose of these videos is to give you another way of looking at your situation. That doesn't mean that what I'm sharing with you is right. This is just from my perspective, what's worked for me. And what's worked for, over the past 12 years, over 10,000 people that I've coached. So what I'm sharing with you has been proven to work with the thousands of people that I've worked with and the thousands of lives that I've transformed. So the first thing that people I've found that I work with say when it comes to making progress, that they make the mistake that they go, I thought I'd be further ahead, is comparison. You see, I always say, if there was no one else on the planet but you, how would you know that you're not as far ahead as you should be? Like, if you were the only one on the planet, Castaway, if you've seen that movie with Tom Hanks, how would you know that what you've achieved is not the best that's ever been done, right? Because there'd be no one to compare to. So most people's problem is they compare too much, meaning they look at what other people are doing. They look at, I thought I should be further ahead because Steve over there, I talk about, let me give an example. I'm in the personal development space. And an easy example for me, which I've done in the past, would be, I've never done a seminar before. They're doing seminars. Then I started doing seminars, and in my head I go, I've done a seminar to 20 people. They're doing seminars to 200. When you hear it like that, it's ridiculous, right? Because it's always you versus you. The only person that you ever need to compare yourself to is yourself. So the way to deal with this is what I call staying in your lane. What that means is, if you think about being a sprinter, 100 meters in a lane, there's 7 other runners. You're racing against them. But ultimately, what will define your race is you. You can't trip them up. You can't stop them running their best race. All you can do is run your best race. So yes, there will be times in life where you feel like you're competing for a job, or you're competing for the affection of someone. But when you stay in your lane, meaning when you focus on just being the best possible you that you can be, it will liberate you from comparing yourself to other people. One of the things I've found is, when I know that I'm fulfilling my truest potential, I pay very little attention to what other people are doing. I've noticed that when I start looking at what other people are doing, it's because part of me feels like, well, I know I could do that too, meaning I should, if that's the thing I think I should do. But more importantly, I know that it's probably because I'm so busy scrolling through social media looking what everybody else is doing, I'm not doing what I should be doing, which is like creating, i.e. like recording this video right now. So stay in your lane is the best way for you to ensure, kind of like horses when they race, they have blinkers on. The reason why they have those blinkers on is so they can't see what else is going around them, so it can't distract them or cause them anxiety, because there's too much of the stuff, too much of the stimulus. So it's really important that you stay in your lane and keep the blinkers on. Next mistake that people make when it comes to making progress or thinking that they're not making progress is what we call success checkpoints, or a lack of. What that means is, let me ask you a question. Have you ever achieved something in your life and then move straight on to the next thing? Kind of like frog on the lily pad. On to the next one, on to the next one, on to the next one, on to the next one. Achieve an amazing thing, on to the next one. Achieve an amazing thing, on to the next one, right? What most people fail to do is they fail to give themselves success checkpoints, meaning they fail to reward themselves for their progress. So what you need to do more is you need to reward yourself when you make progress. So what that means is, if you do something that you're proud of, we'll talk about that in a second, you need to give yourself a reward. That doesn't mean you have to buy yourself something, but it may be that. For me, I recently ran an event and I was really happy with the result. I bought myself a pair of trainers because I like trainers, right? After recording these videos today, a mini reward will be a date with my wife. We'll have coffee and a dessert. That will be a reward for me doing something that I feel is me fulfilling some potential. Most people fail to do that. It's just on to the next one, on to the next one. They fail to reward themselves. So it's really important that you give yourself a reward. And the last thing that people fail to do when it comes to making progress or thinking that they're not making progress is they fail to do what we call pride reflection. So they have a lack of what we call pride reflection. What that means is they fail to recognize how much progress they've made, and they fail to take pride in that. Several years ago, I had a conversation with a friend who kind of pulled me back in, kind of said to me, my friend Dan Gregory, hey Dan, if you're watching, love you, man. He said to me, when was the last time you wrote down what you're proud of? I said, never. He said, why don't you take half an hour this afternoon and write down all the things that you've ever achieved that you're proud of. We were in a coaching situation, so he was kind of giving me some homework for that call. So he said, why don't you write down all the things that you're proud of? Internal growth, external achievements, everything that you can think of. And I spent about 45 minutes writing down all these things I could think of. It was a really powerful experience for me. In fact, it's probably been one of the most defining experiences for me in my entire life, because growing up as a child, one of the things that I felt that I was missing for me was being told that I was good, being told that I was good enough, being told that I could do anything. I felt that was one of the things that I was missing growing up. And my mum, as I've said in previous videos, did the best she could with the resource she had available. She didn't have that when she was a child. So it's very difficult to give something that you don't have yourself. So one of the reasons why I think that a lot of people fail to look at themselves and see that they've made lots of progress is because they're so busy looking forward, they forget to look back. So it's so important to do what I call pride journal, which basically means what I want you to do, this is kind of homework for you, is take the next 14 days and all you're going to do is take 5 minutes in the morning to just write down on a piece of paper what you're proud of. So for me, when I list things out, I'm writing down, I'm proud of the relationship that Sati and I have developed. I'm proud of Sage. I'm proud of my health. I'm proud of how I overcome eczema. I'm proud of my investments in myself. I'm proud of all the books I've read. I'm proud of the fact that I'm showing up on video, delivering these videos, and no one's paying me to do it. I'm doing it because I just love it. I'm proud that I follow my dreams. I'm proud that I speak my truth. I'm proud that I really invest in myself. I'm proud, and the list just goes on, right? It's amazing what that does to your ability to reflect and see that, you know what, I'm exactly where I should be. And that's the key thing that I want you to take away from this video is you are exactly where you need to be. You're exactly where you should be. Where you are in this moment is where God decided to put you. This is where you should be right now. So, I hope you found this video useful. If you have, tag, share, like, whatever you want to do, whatever you like to do on social media. And look, if you want to hear about our coaching program, drop us a direct message. We can tell you more about that. But for now, have a great day. See you soon. Enjoy the day. Take care.